God.
149. Hey, man, a friend like me, a nigga like me, you lose some stuff. All right. We got a video?
Yeah, that video.
Oh, pull up this list.
Here we go. This is from Ramit.
Are my 10 money moves. Number 1, always have 1 year of emergency fund cash. Now, typically, people in the personal finance world recommend 3 to 6 months of an emergency fund, right? For me, I prefer to be more conservative.
Pause.
I want to know that if something really...
This is actually ideal. You know, I always tell you guys somewhere between 3 to 6. But if you could manage a year, and I've said this before too, if you can manage a year, do the year. If you can do that of savings. And remember, guys, you don't have to save as much if your expenditures are low. If you can get by on $2K a month, that means you only need, what, $12K to be good.
Also,
or $24K.
Most Americans don't have $1,000 in savings.
Yeah.
Right now.
If you can get by on $1,000 a month, you only need $12,000. Right? But if you need $5,000 a month, that means you need $60,000. So that's another good reason to keep your expenditure low, because if your expenditures are low, you don't need as much in your savings account to make shit happen. When you don't need as much in your savings account, now you can start deploying that money to actual invest. Because remember, guys, first it goes, make the money, right? Then put the money in the savings account so that you have an emergency fund. Once you have that emergency fund, that's when you start investing. The problem is a lot of you guys want to go ahead and start investing. You don't even have an emergency fund. I am very pro have that emergency fund before you start investing. So in other words, you got $12,000, right? Let's say to keep numbers easy, you need $1,000 a month, right? You have $12,000 saved. Now that you have $12,000 saved, and you have $12,000 saved, you make another $1,000. Now you have $13K. You have $1K that you can invest. But that money that you have there should always be there. Don't take emergency fund money to go buy an investment. Because here's the other thing too. Let's say you buy a real estate property. Fresh could tell you guys about this. You buy a real estate property. You put all your money into it. Great, you acquired the asset, but things come up. You got to fix things, whatever. It's expensive, man. So that can also set you back too, and you'll be house poor. Yeah.
So, I've made almost every mistake in the book. Tell you guys know what not to do, man. So trust me, bro. It sounds good, but you might become house poor. So
yeah, guys, like don't invest until you have that savings. I think 12 months is optimal, but I know a lot of you guys are not going to do that. You guys don't want to be patient. So 3 to 6 at bare minimum.
Yeah, but if you can,
a year is the best.
But guys, I mentioned before, the job loss is at an all-time high. So just off the numbers
economy,
alone,
you should do 12.
You may actually lose your job. Just keep it real with you guys. Like, it's not like a joke. Like, you just saw the numbers. Like, last month alone, just October by itself, in multiple sectors of jobs, tech, health, 150K gone in jobs. And that's only last month. Imagine the entire year. Bro, it's cooked, bro. AI is coming to take everyone's job.
Well, I might have to alter my thing and say 6 months to 12 months now.
I think
at this point, bro.
That's safer. Actually, just Googling this as well. Approximately half the Americans have less than $1,000 in savings, and that's actually 70% of Americans. So that's 70% of Americans.
Roughly 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Even people that make over $100,000 a year.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, guys, have the emergency fund because it'll help you a lot for sure.
Yeah, man.
All right, number 4. We have number 4 here. It says, avoid going out unless it's a free event or for networking. So this is, man, very important because
you're the master of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so take them through.
So, fellas, you see me outside.
No. This is actually really important. This is really important what he's going to say because a lot of you guys think that he's out there spending a whole bunch of money and shit like that.
So I remember it was me, Benadon, Odell Beckham, some ladies, and then one of the person I don't say his name. We're at an event, just sitting down chilling, right? And I used to wonder, like, okay, how are these guys going out every single night doing anything, like, living life? And Ben was like, listen, bro, I need to go out when I'm invited. I'm like, what? Because, dude, it adds up. You spend, for example, Miami, a typical night, you go to dinner, you go to a club, that's easily between 3 to 10K, easy.
Yep.
Like, that's a light night, by the way.
Yep.
Guys spending 50K a night, easy,
all the time.
Normal. So if you are here living for a year, 6 months, that's going to add up immensely. Now, I'm like, all right, listen, bro, I ain't trying to spend money like that, bro. I don't drink alcohol. I don't gamble, none of that shit. I don't do none of that dumb shit, right? So I'm like, how do I maximize gains of networking and minimize expenses of spending my money? And I watched how Odell moved, how Ben moved, and they don't pay when they go like that. It's kind of like they just like get invited either to a celebrity section a rapper section, or a NBA player section, and they go there, catch a little vibe, and then dip. So they come into an environment, they can network, meet girls, do whatever, but they don't spend any money. And then they just leave and go home versus and then dip. So they come into an environment, they can network, meet girls, do whatever, but they don't spend any money. And then they just leave and go home versus guys go to the club, they get a table, pop out 5-10 bottles to look cool, but for what? And they're just laughing, they're like, oh, these niggas are dumb. So using that mindset, I was like, all right, cool. How do I myself do a podcast, get into this game and kind of access it in the same way? So I became cool with club owners, managers, people that have status in the scene. And what happened was they got to know me, became pretty cool, and I'll get invited out. Like, for example, we went out last night to Club Live. A good friend of ours invited us. Shout out to him. And I was able to meet some people for a podcast. Next Monday, we're bringing on a trader that trades with his bot and makes a ton of money and is all automated. And meeting that person was from going out last night for Money Mondays. So see how I can go into an environment for free, meet people, network. Oh, you're fresh. Da-da-da. We pull up. Boom. But I didn't spend a cent. Now, mind you, look at it from the standpoint of somebody is not being smart about it. They go to a club. Every night they go to a club. Hey, welcome back, sir. 10K, 5K. So I just think from a standpoint of just networking itself, if you're smart about it, use access. Meet a manager. Meet the doorman. Meet the guy maybe on the club. Give him a good tip. You never know. Hey, listen, my name is Frank. I live here in Miami. I love to network with you. Like, I love your club. Da da da. Because that can lead you to so many different opportunities off of just knowing somebody in the industry. You might need a promoter. He has access as well. You give him like a little tip. You're good to go. But you don't have to spend a bag every time you go, guys. Like, for example, you go to a bar. You're gonna sit there, get a bunch of drinks, maybe get drunk. You're gonna drive home. Like, that's gonna be like, okay, a bad choice because you might get hungry for food after. So I'm just saying, like, be smart about how you move. Think about it long term, and think about this: if you are smart about how you move and you network properly, you can make many connections for pretty much like low cost on the dollar. So I just think that, like, look at it from the standpoint of, why am I doing this? What's the end result? What I want to achieve. If shit doesn't add up where you're doing it for low cost, high benefit, what are you doing it for? To get drunk and do dumb shit? For what? So, in essence, guys, just be smart about how you go outside, man. And if you're going to go outside and do dumb shit, just stay home. You're better off. You can buy a bottle yourself with some friends. You save money there. But going to a club for access like that, man, be smart about it.
Yeah, or if you're not going to go meet anybody, don't even bother going.
Yeah. What's the point?
Yeah, bro. Drinking is such a waste of time.
What are you celebrating right now? Being broke?
Yeah, being broke.
Nigga.
Being a bum.
You what?
You know what I mean?
So yeah, man.
Like, what do you like? I'll give you guys an example. Hey, I'll use a fucking example. So I'm in Washington D.C. Right? I'm there with Clyde and Brett. For those of you that don't know, I did an interview with Clyde. It's the real Clyde on Instagram. He's an Orthodox Christian, nice guy, former Marine. The real Clyde is on Instagram. A couple of you guys told me about him and said we should do a collab, and we made it happen. But anyway, we did an interview and we went to go get some food, and we're at this food spot, and this guy comes up to me, fucking drunk. Hey, Myron, you're fresh and fit, Myron. Yo, I want to come on your podcast. I was like, nigga, what the fuck? It's one of the most annoying things ever, bro. When people say that dumb shit. Like, and I'm like, all right, bro, just whatever, man. Just go, because he's on his way to go to the bathroom, and I'm standing there in line waiting. So, all right, cool, whatever, right? I think he asked me for a picture, and we took a picture. Cool. So we're still there waiting. He comes up again, fucking eyes bloodshot, smells like alcohol and shit. Oh well, I do like chess boxing, some weird fucking shit,
niche,
some weird niche. Yeah, he's like, I want to do this or whatever, and I do this. I want to get on shows. I was like, look, bro, let me be very honest with you. How much you had to drink today? Oh, I had a couple. I was like, look, bro.
Nope.
Let me just tell you what it is. You got to quit drinking, and if you're going to do this, you got to go all in. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this shit. Like, you have to actually, like, go all the way in, post every day, be consistent, and nobody's going to bring you on their fucking podcast unless you add value, okay? Like, I'm going to do something like 60 minutes or whatever. I was like, all right, that's cool. Like, but mainstream media, legacy media doesn't have the same pull it used to. Like, you're still going to have to be on social media and that's a good amount of value. You have a niche, but you can't be out here drinking and partying all the time. Right? Like, and he's a college kid. I think he went to like Georgetown or some shit like that because we're in the Georgetown area. Mm-hmm. And like, that's just a microcosm of a much bigger problem. Guys, if you actually want to be super successful at something and be good at something, like, you're going to have to cut out socialization, drinking, smoking, hang out with losers. Like, it's going to have to like engulf your entire life. That's just what it is. Especially in the beginning part when you're really trying to grind and build, right? So, once you get, to a certain position, you can kind of, pause, reassess, and then see where you're going to go from there. But like in the beginning stages where you're building, you can't afford fucking distractions, dude.
So Myron just mentioned something that's very important: intentional networking. This is why I teach you networking, because he's saying when you go aside to meet people and network, you can't be drunk, you can't be high. That just it defeats the purpose, because now
I was annoyed, I was pissed off.
You look dumb, and that person's high value. They're like, yo, this person's retarded.
Yeah,
hell no,
stupid.
So
I still gave him advice, like what he needs to do. But I was very angry when I spoke to him, and I was like, yo, you're a fucking loser for this. Like, you never go up to somebody like this when you're drunk. Are you stupid?
He lost respect off the bat.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, he had a good opportunity.
Nigga, if I met Joe Rogan, right? Let's say I'm at a UFC event, whatever. I would not dare say, yo, you got to have me on your show. I would never do that. I'll never invite myself to someone's shit, ever. If they want to invite me, that's one thing. And that's me. If I ran into Joe Rogan, I wouldn't even ask, like, oh, could you have me on your show? No, bro, what the fuck? But this guy, like,
see,
incredible.
Whenever there's a value difference between the person you want to meet and yourself, you have to wonder, what does that person want?
Precisely.
And when you know what that person wants, you can backtrack and say, you know what? All right, I can work backwards to get them what they want, and then guess what? I get what I want.
Yeah.
But without that, for example, I meet Myron. You know what I'm gonna say? Myron, you're fucking amazing, bro. I love your content, but I can see you need more clips. I'll work for you for free with clips with Brett. See right there? I just add massive value because I know what Myron wants. He wants more outreach and more push because he's shadow banned right now. He's shadow banned. So off rip, I saw this problem, I solved it, added value. That's it.
Yep.
So you go in there drunk and, oh yeah, bro, put me in your podcast. Ew, nigga, like
retarded,
what?
Bro. Stupid.
You what?
So like the reality, like if you meet someone, right, like just like Fresh said, that has more value than you do, and let's say you're here and that individual's here, your job. And I want you guys to really look at this very nice and closely, okay? Because a lot of people don't like teach this shit, right? Like Anus and Reach obviously don't do this. This is why nobody goes on their fucking show and they never get invited, stupid ass niggas. So let me teach you guys how to do this shit. You're here, the person's here. Your job is to close this fucking gap.
Yeah.
Okay? You close this gap by adding some type of value, whether you have a skill set that they don't, or you have connections that they don't, or whatever it is,
yep.
Right? But this is where you become creative and you find out a way to close that gap where now you guys are on parallel ground because you've added an enormous amount of value. Now, that takes research on what Fresh said, right? You have to know the individual that you're talking to, what their weak points are, etc., and how you can add value to it. But this comes with you. Obviously, when you go out with a purpose. You know who's going to be there. You know what their weaknesses are. You research. Maybe you watch some of their content, whatever it may be. And this can work in the business world too, by the way. This isn't just like with social media networking.
Everything.
We're just showing you guys social media networking because it's simple, the concept that you guys can understand. But that's the reality. They're here. You're here. Your job is to close that fucking gap with the value that you add.
But also, let's say you don't have the value up front yourself. That's fine. You just said it just now. Perfect. Your network. Who has that value up front? For example, let's say I can't do clips. I know Brett. Hey, brother, I connect you with my clipper, Brett. Here you go.
Yep.
Instantly.
Boom.
I can't clip, but he can. But my network is strong. So that's where the power of networking comes into play. If you don't have the value up front, that's fine. You may not have the value right now, but someone in your network does have the value.
But coming up to them drunk and just like saying, bring me on when they don't know who the fuck you are, absolutely retarded.
Yeah, bro.
Right? And the same thing with like let's say you go to like a business meeting, whatever, and you're like a lower level guy and you're just like, hey, you should hire me. Oh, I should get a promotion, blah, blah, blah. No, bro, that's not how the world works.
Nah.
That's not how the world works. You have to, and remember, guys, we aren't women, okay? As a guy, you must provide some type of value, that's tangible, especially when you're at a lower status or a lower level than the individual that you're talking to.
Also, one person can change your life. Just one connection can change your entire life. Trust me. We were down and out, fellas, right? YouTube demonetized this. We didn't know what we were going to do at that point. Try to figure it out. One connection saved the entire show. And that alone is just one example.
Yeah,
there's many. Look,
we made other connections as well, but like that one was huge, right?
Even you getting your job with the government, right? I'm sure you met somebody that said, you know what? He'll be a great person to bring on the team. Whether
Yeah.
it's your employer, whether it's someone that says, yo, he has a value. Look at Brett. He met me. He works for Myron,
Yep.
Gary, Dom, Bobby told me, right? Told me so to Mayor as well. So it's like just being around the right people could change your entire life.
Boom.
And now he's here in Miami living his best life. Right,
Yep.
Brett? Yeah. There you go. So,
Yeah.
fellas, networking is key, man. Say what you want. Well, networking is gay. Nigga, use it all your time. Yo, actually, the person that said that does it every day today still. So, just saying.
Yeah, Brett put himself in position to add an enormous amount of value where it was like, all right, we got to work with this guy. That's
Yep.
what he did. You know, and he came from doing like, you know, manual labor, landscaping,
Cutting
construction,
lawns.
that type of shit. He was doing that. What did he do? He got in the real world, learned a skill set that would be valuable. He used that skill set to network with us. Hey, I'll work with it for you guys for free. Put clips, blah, 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 blah. Now he's on a team helping out. That's how you add value, guys. And you could do this in many different ways,
Yeah.
right? You can do this whether it be through social media or other ways. But the point I'm trying to make is the bottom line is simply this, guys. If you're trying to get into a certain network or get in with a certain, caliber of individual, whatever it is, no matter what profession it's in, you need to identify the problem, come with a solution for that problem, and then use that solution as the equalizer to bring back this gap. Here's your gap. Here's them. Your skill set, that solution that you have, bam, now you're equal, and you've equalized yourself where you can add value now, and that person will deal with you to make up for the discrepancy.
Fellas, we're here all week. We do Zoom calls.